I mean, it seems to me like you guys are making a lot of progress.
Yeah, we can discuss the schedule later on. So we do need a schedule
Good.
anyway. Oh, we have Fulcrum here. So last week we have a regression in computer OSD where we failed to build first. Firstly, we failed to build, and after I fixed it, I realized that there is still missing piece in the peering because I failed to um, handle the new single PG ops,
Oh, right.
which
Yeah.
helps the peering. Yeah. So I made a decision that we don't need to support the multiple PG ops in Crimson because it's assumed that we won't be a BGA in two release. Hopefully I was wrong, but that was my guess. So I
Yeah,
dropped the
it's totally
support
fair.
of yeah. So I dropped the support of multiple PG peering messages, the support of the multiple PG peering support, and we now only support the single PG peering support, which means the message will only convey the information of a single PG, and we can batch them when returning them, but we won't um, send the message in a single message. A single we won't embed the information of multi PG in a single message. That's the point. Even though we batch them in when we collect the recovery context when we are done with handling the message, the single PG message. And aside from it, I was playing around with the riddles and try to see what's data what we were supporting, but we failed to do so in the latest Crimson. So I added the support of PGLS, which is very useful when we wanted to clean up the pool after we done with the riddle bench. And my plan is to continue working on the SeaStor RocksDB to figure out what's going wrong with performance test. And aside from it, I think we can keep improving the performance test and add more test cases to it. And probably later on we can add the Crimson to the. Sorry, I mean we can exercise Crimson in topology to avoid regression in future. That's me, Chen.
So last week, fixed monitor client alert for the reply promise, because the reply promise get future call is called 2 times. So the alert is happened in the SeaStor, and used shared promise instead of the promise. Then in the GDB, it disappeared. The alert disappeared. And I'm still debugging on the early blue store. Currently, I'm debugging on the finisher thread, because when the finisher thread executing the schedule event on commit is a PG callback function, there is a segment fault. So still working on it. So that's all from me.
Next, Redek. Oh, by the way, I'm still reviewing your PR.
Thanks. Two basic things. The second part of
You're disconnected, Radek.
Yeah, I cannot hear you. While Rita is handling technical difficulties, probably Hunan, you can share with us what's going on with you.
Hi. I'm finishing up the changes to SeaStor regarding Unix domain sockets. I was asked in the original reply by Avi Kiviti, I was asked to add the test case to the unit test, which actually meant that I had to write the client side too. I only originally wrote the server side for Unix domain sockets. I had to add the client side now, so I'll be able to test the client against the server. Basically, what I did before is just testing, creating a client which is not a SeaStor program. I used the NC or a socket to communicate. Now I had to add to SeaStor the code and create a test case, a few test cases, which was done yesterday, but currently I'm failing one other test now. So I will try to fix that today and prepare everything for delivery again. I hope this time it will pass. And if so, I'll try to push it to Crimson too. So that's what I had time to do.
Thanks, Ronan. Sam?
Nothing to report this week.
Okay. Yingxin.
Yeah, this week I'm still working on to improve the unit test and bug fixes, and seems that I added logs and the block timeout to the tests. Although I still cannot reproduce the issue locally, but I can see it from the Jenkins logs that it is related to shutting down the duplex socket. There's an issue that will result in hanging, and I had a fix there, and since it doesn't happen in the Jenkins again, and Kafun, you also pointed out the performance regression, right, related to.
Yes, if you get a chance, you could run it in your local testbed. It's also a chance to fix the false alarm of a CPT-based test, I think.
Yeah, but I cannot run it.
Did you get a chance to try it out?
Yeah, I tried it. The first time I didn't see any output from my environment because I think my master is too old. But I update to the latest and it hangs. I think I have the same issue. I just saw some segment fault in the Crimson OSD. Yeah. So if you have fixed,
you are playing with the master branch of like yesterday's master head, right?
Yeah, like yesterday.
So it contains the fix of peering handling. I mentioned a couple minutes ago.
Is it fixed?
I believe so.
Okay, it is merged, right? So I can update the master and try again.
Please let me know what's going on over IRC if you run into signal fault again. I'd like to see it.
I will. And I may not join in the next 2 weeks because I have a vacation in next 2 weeks.
Oh, enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Riddick.
Hello again. Sorry, I've lost my network for a while. Two things. Can you hear me now? I will mute the idea. Two things on my plate. First one is the second part of the CEF classes PR that was merged. It brought support for the basic RBD support. It brought support for the RBD traffic coming from file. Right now, working on third part, which will bring the exclusive lock feature of RBD. In other words, watch notify. But before going with that full time, I want to append some patches to Aerator. Need to make some cleanup. Need to address the comments from review, and also I'm working on a second patch set, which brings Aerator also to the op-call path. Op-call is quite unusual because, well, in 19% of our error cases, we are knowing the error code at compile time, but that's not the case of op-call because of how API is arranged. In other words, there is a necessity for dynamic code, for stateful error code. I implement.
Sorry, what does op-call means? Is it op-call?
Let me write. Okay. Ops executor do op-call, if I recall correctly.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Well, I have a commit for that. Just take a look. It explains a lot. It's the line. Second, please. Okay, got it. That's the reason for stateful error codes. The sole one I know. And that's all from my side. Besides one question related to SeaStor Summit, guys, are we wanting to attend also the Scylla DB or just SeaStor Summit? I'm asking because I need to buy passes / tickets.
I wasn't going to go to the Scylla DB Summit. Was not. That is.
Sorry?
I was not planning on going to the Scylla DB Summit.
Ah, I see.
Neither do I.
Unless there's a reason.
I do. Yeah, I will skip that too.
Okay. Works for me too.
You might want to be the one that represents us there.
Not sure.
By the way, Sam, could you take a quick look at the Redux, the aerated?
Yeah, I was about to say I'm going to make a point of reading it tomorrow.
Yes, I think that's exactly what we were talking about in the.
Yeah, I'm scanning it right now. This looks great.
Okay.
This looks like exactly what I wanted, actually.
Okay, cool. Cool.
But unfortunately, it's like 700 lines of template metaprogramming, so I need to sleep.
Yeah, it's sorry, guys.
No. I get it.
I apologize for that.
I've done this before. Yeah, it just takes that much code sometimes. But yeah, it makes the actual code. It makes the actual code in everywhere else like really nice and tidy. This is great.
Okay.
Great. Any questions, guys? Okay, fine. Then probably we can have a short discussion in my own Bluegen channel if you wanted to discuss the schedule.
Yes.
Sure.
We do it.
Wait, it'll link.
Okay. You're sending an invitation?
I think we can do it right after the meeting. How about that? if it is convenient
Yeah.
to you, or we can do it later. Sam,
Oh, I mean,
No, now it's okay.
now is good for me.
okay, I'm posting it in the Hulu in
Link.
HU. HAI. You can join me using this URL.
Okay.